Right. Welcome to the final part of the of today's class. So I'm gonna explain the project now to you, which you can access it on the Moodle. You can see the information. The first couple of bits I already explained, so I'm not gonna go over them. You can read it again, should you want to. And what you're gonna do in this application, as I said, is that you're gonna design a graphical user interface with a selected team to build up a program that will capture the workflow and behavior of a realistic visual software. And the realistic visual software, I cannot emphasize this as much as I want to. So everything you want to do in here should be realistic. You need to make sure to create an XML JSON file, well structured. Again, something I want to underline. And the file should include all necessary fields necessary for the team you've selected. The teams are down there, so you will see it in a minute. They will consider a series of records by default, so you can add records at the beginning of it, and then you'll be able to select, update, delete, and add new records, just as what we did basically in the example that we saw today. In short, XML and JSON will be used as your main storage. So that is the purpose, to learn how to communicate with XML and JSON here. So what you need to do is you will need to design a series of forms, each one having unique job and all connected and function together. All these forms will communicate with your XML JSON file for data persistency. The first form is the products form, where the products will be listed. So you will list all the inventory items such as price, quantity, and other fields alongside with the pictures. And this theme, the items itself, will change according to the topics that you have. If you browse down, you will see the topics actually, and you will pick up one of these topics to work. The earlier you pick up a topic, the better it is, because once a team technically picks up a topic, no other team can approach and take it. So assuming that my team got the toy store as the topic, this will be deleted from the list and no one else can pick up Toy Story. Now the people are left with 21 choices. And another person can take library, another group, and the other group to take the jewelry store. So no other team can take these topics anymore. It works on a first come, first served base. So whoever comes first and get the topics, they will work on that topic, and the other team, the people, will not be able to, the rest of the people will not be able to select the topics. So they have to pick up a new one now, all right? So each team, I make sure that each team works with a different team this way, okay? That is my goal, to make sure that each project is basically unique, so that you won't need to, you don't build up the same thing. Every one of them is different. So when you go in there using the forms, you will basically list at least 10 items, and what these items are can change according to your team. For example, in a computer shop, these should be electronic parts. In a jewelry store, it could be watches or bracelets. In a patisserie, these should be desserts. In a video game store, these are video games. So each item is different according to the theme itself, okay? So each item should also have, each one having a picture, and the picture names must be matched with their ID. The unregistered and all the other users will be able to see the item name, quantity, and price, but only the ones who are registered can buy it. So if they want to do a purchase, only the users who are able to register to the system will be able to buy it. So everyone can see it, but not everyone can buy it. Similar to how Amazon and all these websites work, you can go to Amazon, you can see all the products there, but if you want to buy something, you must have an account, and your application will work in the same way. And to create an account, you will have to create a sign-in form where they can register themselves to the system. Here, the user will have a username and password and some details, such as you can take their email address, which you did already in the other assignment, and names and stuff like this. If the user is already registered, they can use a login form and log into the system to do a purchase. In the purchase screen, you don't have to design a basket. So I don't want a basket screen. Just with each time, you can do it like one by one, all right? So you don't have to do a basket system. It's a little bit complicated to do it with XML, so you don't have to do it. Just make sure that they can buy an item at least one by one. So if you are, for example, building a flower shop and you sell the baguette of roses, and you want to buy, let's say there are 10 in the stock and you want to buy one, this person is going to pay €6. So that value should be deducted from the your basically data source. So if I buy one, now this 10 will be 9. So 9 will be left in the stock. Okay. This is very important that you keep updating your stock. Each user should be able to buy one item at a time. This means that you do not have to build a basket system. So as long as you do the purchase, it's fine. No basket system is needed. The final part is the admin panel, where the admin will be able to connect with a specific username and password using the same login interface as the other users. One of the mistakes that I observed in the past that students tend to design an additional panel and immediately put an admin panel to the user interface where all the other users can see. That is horrible, horrible, horrible design, and I cannot say how horrible it is by repeating 10 times, 50 times horrible, okay? If you're gonna design an admin panel, you should never ever reveal it to the user, okay? Because you are basically inviting the hackers to hack your application. They should secretly log in using the same login interface as all the other people, okay? That is how you should design it, and if you do not design it like that, you will be penalized. It's already mentioned here. Admin is the person who can increase the number of products in the stock, add new items, or permanently delete them. Similar to the one that we did today, we were able to delete and update items. You can do this functionality separately or all together. So at this point, it is up to you. So you can do it like the way that I did today. I basically did them all in the same panel by dividing the panel into sections, as you can see. Or you can just put links there and say that this is add, this is delete, this is update, this is whatever. And you can do it like in different forms. It is up to you how to handle it, but regardless, those sections should exist there. Okay, and when you do this from the panel, it should be reflected to the user interface as well. So make sure that if I update the roses again to, let's say it was 9 and I updated it to 10, it should be visible to user that this is 10 now immediately. Okay, that is the difficult part. You will need to use at least 6 visual form components. These are text boxes, radio buttons, checklist box, combo box, this box, and error provider. Every single one of these must exist in your application. You can put more, of course, you are encouraged to do more, but these must exist in your application. So if you do everything text box, that's a huge, huge breakdown for me. Okay, it's a deal breaker. So you should enrich the form as much as you can. That is the purpose. One of the purpose of the project is to make sure that you don't do everything text box, but you use other components as much as you do. All errors must be handled with either error provider or with a message box, like in the first assignment. All kind of validation has to be done, and all exceptions must be handled in the program. This has to be done in the link side as well as in the user interface. The look and feel of the program must be professional. So I want to like circle this maybe 100 times because people do not understand what is professional or not. And to understand it, I think I suggest you to do some research on the internet. You need to design a unique looking user interface through images, buttons, background images, and so forth. So don't expect me to tell you, oh, why don't you have a background image? Why don't you have a logo? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? You have to use your creativity in here, Okay, just make sure that this is the first realistic program, I think, that you're going to build. So make sure that it looks really professional. Once again, I cannot emphasize the fact that this is, I cannot emphasize enough the fact that this is a teamwork. You're not going to supposed to do it alone, because as you can see, the work is quite a lot and there should be a division of the work itself. This is designed as for 3 people, but under certain circumstances, I am also willing to accept 4 members at once. So you can basically learn to work with one another. Because each one has different responsibilities and you're going to write a report on it, if you come and tell me, oh, we work together, we have done everything together, then you won't get a unique mark. So basically, if I see that the project is 80 over 100, I will divide it into 4, and I will accept that you work together. So let me just divide it to 4. So each one of you get 20. How nice, right? These are the topics that you can select. You can see it in here. And like I said, if one of them is selected, you cannot select the other. I really get pissed off with the students, how they behave with my projects, because I mentioned everything in here in great detail, and they don't bother to read this and come and ask me questions. And I don't like it, because I actually spent time to create this document. I am spending huge deal of my time to teach you online, which I could have done it like, put the video there and not even ask you questions. I could have done that, but I don't do that stuff. I really pay attention to you guys, and I expect the same kind of stuff from you. Okay, as you can see, I'm working very disciplined, very professional, and I expect the same thing from you. I dedicated my time to create this file, so please read it at least 5 times. Okay, at least, before you even ask me any question. Make sure that you read this, and only if the answer is not there mentioned, then you can approach and ask me. So if you're going to come and tell me that I don't have a group, like even though I wrote it like big red at the beginning, then I'm simply going to ignore your message or question. I am sorry, but you are not babies anymore. Don't expect anyone to spoon feed you. Make sure to read. It's the most important thing in the world, is one of the most important things, is to read. Okay, because by reading you also develop the ability to your critical thinking. Your brain is a muscle at the end of the day. By reading and understanding this stuff, you are developing it. You are pushing the boundaries of your muscle. It's the same thing as going to gym. By going to gym, you are pushing your muscles, and your muscles eventually develop. And the same thing happens to your brain when you read. All right. So make sure to read this before you approach and ask questions. We can, of course, have discussion sessions. I'm okay with it, but only within the professional manner. And one last thing, you're gonna update this as a group project. So or even if you do it, only one of you do it, that will be okay. And all uploads will be done as a zip file. I will explain how you can upload and what you need to upload as the date approaches. You will also find another document inside the model, which is called project team form. And if you download that one, you will see that the responsibilities for each member is unique and already mentioned. So someone is going to have to pick up a team name and the topic. Once you have done it, someone will be assigned to the product form, which is the product page, everything about the products, purchase, and their validation. Another person is going to do the user form, the user interactions, sign in and log in whatsoever. And another person is going to do the admin, okay, which is the admin features. So you have different kind of responsibilities, even though you work in the same project. You can have a 4th member. That's absolutely okay. And basically functionalities for him or her are mentioned there as well, such as saving data both to XML and JSON is considered an innovation. You can do other innovations as well, which are actually mentioned in the file section. If you go down, you'll see innovation suggestions, such as saving data into both formats, or fully functional installation package with shortcuts and installation wizard are considered as innovation, which can be assigned to the fourth person. So, like you can see in here, this is a long work that it will teach you quite a lot. It will teach you a lot about Visual C#. It will teach you quite a bit about XML, JSON, if you're going to use JSON. And you will also learn to work with others, which I think, given the circumstances, is a great thing, because if you are planning to be a software engineer in the future, a programmer, or even part of an IT that does the analysis or other functionalities for software, this will be very, very efficient to you, because you're going to learn how to work with others. Okay, team working is a crucial part of our industry. You must learn it as early as possible. These practices and tools are very well encouraged. Now, do you have any questions to ask? No, everything is fine. Yes, you have a question?
Yeah, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah, how do we locate our team members? Do we just, organize a meeting, then we'll meet and decide ourselves, or how is it supposed to be?
What? I didn't understand the question.
Okay, if I want to get a team now, we just, organize ourselves, then decide and agree within ourselves, or how is it supposed to be?
You can arrange your team however you like, gentlemen. There is no limitation. You can work with a person from another department. You can work with a person in the same department. Like, I shouldn't tell you how to find a team. You are a grown-up man, aren't you? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you can create, for example, WhatsApp groups. You can message each other on Moodle. You can email to each other. You are taking the same class. You can see the other participants who are taking this course. If you go to Moodle, you can see other people taking the course as well. You can send them a message. Hey, do you have a group? Do you want to work together? And if you approach them in a kind way, I don't think they will say no. So don't expect me to tell you how to do this stuff. Do I tell you how to eat, how to go to toilet? No, you figure that out yourself. So this is another thing that you need to figure out by yourself.
Okay.
Yes, Congo, you have a question? Right, if you don't have a question, why are you raising your hand?
So I'm talking about the topics. How we know if the topic we choose hasn't been chosen by someone?
You're gonna fill this up, this form. You're gonna fill it by next week, okay? So I want everyone to download this form and fill it. And I'm gonna open up the upload screen in here next week on the lecture time, like this, project one upload. You see there, there will be a team project upload here at this specific location. And you will be able to upload it. And when you fill this form, you will write your topic. So assume that I came here, wrote the topic of the pharmacy, and my next topic, the next one I would like to take is toy store, and the next one I would like to take is, let's say, video game. Okay, so you define 3 topics. I will look into your first choice, pharmacy. If it's not taken by you, if it's not taken by anyone else, this is yours. It will automatically go to you. If this one is already taken, then this one is not taken, I will give that to you. And if this one is not taken and this one, then I will get this one to you. And if all of them are taken, I will contact you and tell you that, look, you applied a little late, or you uploaded it. Currently, I have Gift Shop smartphone. Which one do you want? And you will get back to me, and I will say perhaps Gift Shop, and I will add your name to it. So that's how we're gonna work. So basically, to summarize it, you're gonna fill this form completely without any exception. Team name, project titles, 3 of them. Responsibilities, who's gonna do what, which you cannot change after. So if you're gonna decide this, that's what you stick to. And you decide the team members, you save this document, you will upload it next week here. Don't send the document to me now. I will upload, you will upload it to Moodle, okay, next week. So do not email the form to me. Do not send it to me. You will upload it on Moodle. Next week at the lecture time, I will open the upload, so you will be able to go and upload it. And after the lecture, I will download all forms and contact you if it is needed. Okay, I will reply a feedback to you on the form itself and tell that your topic is okay, your team is okay, you can go further. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Good. So we're going to work in a very professional way. You will know whether the topic is taken or not by uploading the document. And like I said, do not email to me, okay? Next week at this time, 11:30, I will open a link for you here. So you will go and upload it, all right? Any other question? Right, thank you for coming to my lecture today. This is where I'm gonna stop. It was actually a long lecture, almost 2 hours today. So I'm gonna stop here and I'll see you guys next week. Make sure to read the project. Make sure that you form the teams. Make sure to understand this exercise because this is the crucial exercise that you need to understand in order to do the project. Because basically in the project, you're gonna communicate to XML files or JSON files. The thing about you is that most of you are not up to date with the material that I'm teaching. Like I checked the YouTube videos, for example, and the views are so low. This means that you are not watching these videos, you are not up to date with the course, and it's gonna backfire, okay? It's not gonna work in your favor. So make sure that, that you basically keep yourself up to date with these videos and everything, or otherwise it will be very difficult for you to catch up to learn the stuff and do it at the same time, okay? So you need to learn it now, how to do the XML communication before you start the project, or otherwise you will struggle to do the project and learn at the same time and tell me that, oh sir, the time was not enough, even though you gave us a month, like literally a month, okay? So be prepared. I'll see you guys next week. Have a lovely weekend. Take care.